What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is about how to manage your emotion. Is it necessary? We need to understand its importance in the context of the recently held CJP protest. Students' suicide due to medical examinations, the paper leaks, neat paper leaks, or the statement with regard to cockroach and parasite made by the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Suryakant. Before going into that, we need to understand how emotional intelligence can work. Emotional intelligence can be of five components: self awareness, the ability to understand yourself, the ability to understand your strength and weakness, self regulations, the ability to manage your emotions, to control your emotions, behavior, your stress pattern, anger, and self motivation or motivations. You should have the right kind of motivations, whether you depend on others for your motivations or whether you are disciplined, whether you are motivated on your own, what we call self motivation. Empathy is the ability to put yourselves in other shoes, understand other feelings. You need to be empathetic. This is what is really said, so that you can understand other emotions, other feelings, others' positions. And social skills or social intelligence, that is the ability to communicate your own feelings with others, the ability to build network, the ability to express your own feelings and emotions with others, that is social skills. They are the five components of emotional intelligence, and when you develop these five components, you are considered to be emotionally intelligent. And to become a good communicator or a leader, you must be emotionally intelligent. Without emotional intelligence, you can never achieve success, you can never have remarkable progress in your life. Because when you have all these components, when you have emotional intelligence under your belt, you can communicate well, you can lead your group, you lead your team purposefully and with right kind of attitude, and at the same time you can achieve what you want to, fulfilling the expectations of the people who are in fact banking on you. So emotional intelligence is in fact very important, and you can understand how they are important in the present context. Let's talk about its importance in the context of the student suicide. Some students committed suicide because of the paper leaks. It is considered to be almost 20 students committed suicide because the examination, the NEET examination was cancelled. Obviously, it is heartbroken when you put in 100% effort for years with devotions and dedications, with proper planning and strategy, and ultimately when it comes to examinations and you have done well and that examination is cancelled, it is absolutely disappointing. It is very disappointing. It is frustrating. It is heartbroken. It is depressing. It's deeply sad. But what is to be done? Does it mean because you are extremely disappointed, you will commit suicide? Is it the education? Is it about your talent? When you appear in the NEET, you are considered to be among the brilliant minds of the country. NEET is considered to be one of the toughest examination in the world, and only the brilliant minds are brave enough to participate in this test, to take this test. And when you commit suicide, is it the right step? And we need to ponder over it. We need to think over it. Whether our education system is right in its approach to mold the personality of the students. Education is meant to shape a right kind of personality. It gives the students opportunity to explore different options, to understand themselves better, to face difficult situation. And when you find a difficult situations and you are not able to deal with that situations, there must be something wrong in your approach of life. The education system must understand it. The coaching institute must understand it. All the educational institutions must take care of that issue. Or else such incident will occur time and again. NEET is not the be all and end all of life. Nothing is. Nothing in life is be all and end all. This is just a part of life. This is what life is, and you have to face it head on. Sometimes you put in every effort. You did hard work. You had right kind of strategy, planning. But it doesn't mean it would go as you planned. Sometimes life doesn't go as it is planned. So what should you do? Should you commit suicide? Or you think of another chances, another opportunities? If you see how successful people have achieved greater milestone in their life, you will see that they have faced such situation over and over again. And it is not that they haven't faced such difficulties. They have faced difficulties, and through patience and perseverance, they have overcome and they have achieved what they have created for themselves and for the society. So the students need to understand that. The parents need to understand that. The educational system need to understand that. The government need to understand that. The protesters need to understand that. Or else there would be no solution at all. So here emotional intelligence is really a thing of utmost priority. You need to have that kind of intelligence that will make you strong, determined, and you can have developed growth mindset. Education is about developing growth mindset. Growth mindset means you should have the ability to bounce back even if you fail. You may fail time and again, still you are going to bounce back time and again. This is what the best, considered to be the best basketball player, Jordan says. He failed over and over again, and again he bounced, he tried over and over again, and ultimately he was considered to be the best basketball player. This happened with every athlete. Sometimes you are continuously successful, but ultimately you may fail. As you must have seen the Cricket World Cup in 2023. Consecutively, successively, under the captainship of Rohit Sharma, India was winning. Ultimately, it failed to win in the final. Does it mean you have to be so disappointed that you will quit playing the next time? Does Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and many other players quit playing cricket? No. Next time they tried and they won T20 World Cup. This happened with life. But it doesn't mean you should commit suicide. Students, the future students, the future NEET aspirants, the future competitive examination aspirant, you need to pay attention to that nothing is be all and end all of life. You need to understand your emotions, you need to manage your emotions, you need to control your behavior, and this is what life is, and this is how you can achieve success in life. And also, we need to understand it in the context of the statement made by Suryakant, Mr. Suryakant. Suryakant is the Chief Justice of India, the talented person, knowledge of what is right and what is wrong. You can understand his position. Still, he could make a statement, and that ignited the sentiment of the entire India. This is quite unfortunate. In fact, he used cockroaches and parasite in the context of fraudster or fake degree holders who are considered to be liabilities. But he was misquoted, he was misunderstood. So, when you are at the helm of the affairs or you are in the positions of responsibility and accountability, you need to make statement cautiously and consciously. You need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to statement in such a way that it shouldn't hurt the sentiment of others. You can understand how cattle class used by Shashi Tharoor in 2009 ignited, and he had to make an apology. So when you use metaphors, allusions, different kinds of figurative language, in English, especially in the Indian context, you need to be very cautious, or else you can have same kind of situations as these two great stalwart personality had faced. Suryakant in the recent time and Shashi Tharoor in 2009. So this is about emotional intelligence. Also, the government, the protesters, they should have the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is not just about having your own position, whether you are going to stick to your words, that matters the most. Some of the protesters resort to violence, and this is against the emotional intelligence. You need to stick to what you have already decided or determined. That is what emotional intelligence is. So emotional intelligence in this context is very essential, and if you want to be successful in life, whatever may be, in business, in education, in your career, in different competitions, you must be emotionally intelligent, because stress and anger will never take you to the right place. Whatever the situation may be, whatever the profession may be, whatever the career may be, you need to have emotional intelligence. And the most important thing is that you can develop it. It is not like the general intelligence or IQ that come with your birth. Emotional intelligence can be developed. Emotional intelligence can be cultivated. Emotional intelligence can be sharpened. And you can have growth mindset. And this is how you can become successful. So this is the responsibility of the parents, the educational institutions, the coaching institutions, the teachers, the government, everyone, to take care of this issue as to how the students will develop it, and they will never think of committing suicide even if such situation comes. And this need to be injected into the minds of everyone. Just the resignations of the education minister is not going to do good unless we have this kind of system. Because ultimately, even if there won't be paper leaks, some students will fail. It's definite. Maybe sometimes the paper will be top, and if they say the papers were top, that's why they would commit suicide. Does it help? No. We have to change the mindset of the students. In fact, this is how emotional intelligence is of utmost importance, and we need to understand it in this context. Parents, please take care of it, because you have a greater role in molding the mindset of your sons and daughters. And if you can do that, it will work wonders. And at the same time, the teachers communities, the government need to have a right kind of framework, counseling framework, so that they can guide the students who are in the vulnerable situations, that they should be strong enough to face the difficult situation head on, and they should understand that nothing is be all and end all of life. Even if situation of this kind comes, they may be disappointed, frustrated, depressed, heartbroken, but they should have the ability to bounce back once again. And this is what life is. And only those people who have that ability, means who have that emotional intelligence, are successful ultimately and in the long run. Thank you very much.